Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this particular vlog, I want to talk about the reason why your upper thread keeps on breaking when you are sewing. And when you check on the tension, here I'm rotating the tension disc, you realize that the tension is okay. The thread is moving just fine between the tension discs, but you won't stop your thread from breaking. So why does your thread? My machine has been having that same problem for the last few days, and it came to a point where I felt like I could just throw it away. So I want to adjust my tension. You can see I've minimized my tension, my upper tension, and of course my lower tension is also just fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to oil my tension discs. It's important. It's a trick that I came to note a few days back, and I'm going to try to sew. So tip number 1, to avoid your thread from breaking, when you're starting out to sew, you have your piece of fabric, you have your bobbin thread. This is your bobbin thread, and you have your top thread. So what you're going to do, you have, of course, you take them back, isn't it? So you have your piece of fabric. You have inserted your piece of fabric on your machine. You have dropped your whatever, I don't know what it's called. Always ensure that when you start sewing, you are holding your two threads like this, so that you're holding them like that. Do the first few stitches. Do the first few stitches with your hand, with your hand, with your hand, with your hand like that. Once you have done your first few stitches with your hand, cut the excess. Why do we need to cut the excess? Because the excess is the one that goes back to the bobbin case to get entangled there. So now you can use your foot pedal to do your stitch very comfortably. I don't know if yeah, so I'm going to engage my foot pedal at that point so that I can run my stitch. As you can see, I've not broken my touches. Tip number 2. If you realize that your bottom thread is breaking just like that, it is good to adjust. Your needle bar should be adjusted, because I realized a few minutes back that my needle was stepping on my top thread and it was actually breaking it. I'm using the size 18 of the needle, and I think with this machine I'm supposed to use size 16. Also, due to friction, I realized that if I disassemble this part of the machine where the needle passes through, is the one I'm disassembling. You realize that this hole here where the needle passes through, this one, it could have sharp edges like these ones, which you're supposed to use your steel wool. Your steel wool to clean it, but mine is yeah, it has some sharp edges.